Y'all may be seated. Okay, Mr. Kennedy, you brought this case before the court.
Yes, ma'am.
What's going on?
So I'm sharing custody with our 12-year-old daughter now, and I'm just wanting a little more help with finances because as she's getting older, expenses are getting a little higher, and sports, dances, going out hanging with girls, and yeah, I just want a little more help.
All right, guys, buckle up, because this one is not your typical custody case. Mr. Kennedy says raising a 12-year-old daughter is getting tougher. Between sports, school, and daily life, the bills are piling up. But across the aisle sits his ex, now remarried to a wealthy CEO, living comfortably while claiming her allowance is too small to share. This courtroom isn't just about math. It's about fairness, pride, and who really puts the child first. And as the judge digs deeper, what starts as a request for financial help quickly explodes into a showdown of excuses, contradictions, and one very expensive psychic.
On my end, I'm paying insurance already. And,
Okay. How much are you paying in insurance?
130.
All right. And what is your daughter's name?
Autumn.
Autumn. Oh, what a beautiful name.
Thank you.
Autumn. Okay. So what type of expenses does she have that are increasing?
Yeah, so she's doing volleyball right now, thinking that she's going to be doing that in high school as well.
Okay.
So just, athletic wear and then traveling, going to places. I want to go and support her and as well as her, but, I'm the one having to drive and take her if I don't want her to ride the bus because I don't feel her safe doing that.
Here's where the case begins to take shape. Mr. Kennedy lays out his side calmly. He pays insurance, drives his daughter to games, covers her growing needs. Notice how he frames it, not as a burden, but as part of being a dad. The judge listens closely, nodding as he explains why even small costs like travel matter when raising a child. This is what judges look for, specific examples of expenses, not vague complaints. Compare that to what comes next when the mother speaks. You can already feel the contrast in tone. Do you think he set the stage well for his argument, or should he have been more forceful?
Yes, Your Honor, I do feel that he's trying to take advantage of my new relationship.
Okay. Tell me about this new relationship.
Well, I can't really help who I have fallen in love with. My new husband is a fantastic provider. However, I do get an allowance, and it isn't as much as you would think coming from. Well, my husband's a CEO of an energy company, so you would expect a huge allowance. But
Now the mother enters, and immediately the focus shifts. Instead of centering her daughter, she pivots to her new husband. She talks about love, a CEO lifestyle, and that infamous $500 weekly allowance. Think about this, $2,000 a month just handed over, yet she calls it not that big a deal. The judge raises an eyebrow because to most parents, $500 a week is life-changing money. This moment shows how courtroom credibility can slip fast. When you minimize privilege while the other parent is detailing sacrifices, the imbalance becomes crystal clear. How would you react if you were the judge hearing this?
obviously he has to protect all of his hard-earned income.
What type of allowance do you receive?
About $500 a week.
$500 a week, okay. All right.
So, which really isn't that big a deal. I mean,
That big a deal in terms of the amount of money, or you paying child support for more in child support for the child living with him and having increased expense?
well, I don't think it's that big a deal to Mr. Kennedy because he has a pretty healthy income himself.
But you do understand his income does not have anything to do with an increase in what you should be paying in child support, right?
Yes, I understand that, but what I
Okay.
don't think has been considered yet is the fact that I set aside furthering my though I wanted to pursue that so that he could go get his MIS degree and then a master's in something. So I'm not sure that it's fair.
Here comes the shocker. Mrs. Kennedy argues she gave up her education for her ex's career and wants that investment repaid through child support. But legally, child support is not a refund system. It's about the child's present needs, not past marital trade-offs. The judge cuts her off quickly, making it clear this courtroom isn't about revisiting who sacrificed what in marriage. This is a pivotal moment. One side is stuck in history, the other is pushing for responsibility now. Divorce often ends marriages, but not the scorekeeping. And here we see that old resentment bleeding into a child's future.
I'll just move on. Sir, do you know how much money her husband makes a year?
I don't, but he's the Steve Jobs of the town of energy,
Steve Jobs.
so to say.
So let me ask you this. Are you expecting her child support to be based on his Steve
No,
Jobs?
his success has nothing to do with me or my daughter or our
Okay.
daughter. And like I said, I just want a little more help because she's
Okay.
getting older. And, if she's happily married with whoever and how big his wallet is, that is totally up to her.
Okay, well, I'm glad that's not what you were doing because you can't do that anyway.
The judge now draws a hard line. Your new spouse's income is irrelevant. Courts do not base child support on who you marry. If that were true, wealthier step-parents would constantly be dragged into obligations they never agreed to. Instead, the law is simple. Your income, your responsibility. Mr. Kennedy even agrees, saying he doesn't care about the CEO husband's fortune. He just wants fairness. That statement carries weight. It frames him as focused on his child, while she's distracted by lifestyle comparisons. Who do you think looked more credible in this moment? Dad with specifics or mom with deflections?
Your net comes out to $1,662.53, okay? That would give you a child support obligation of $266. However, you also heard him say that he pays $100, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
In medical insurance for the child. You're going to have to reimburse that to him. So, in addition to the $266 a month for child support, you add the $130, your child support obligation monthly comes out to $396.
Now we see the numbers hit the table. From her allowance, the judge calculates $2,000 gross a month, which after deductions means a child support obligation of $266. Add $130 reimbursement for insurance, and her monthly total comes to $396. Here's the reality check. That's less than 1 week of her allowance. But instead of accepting it, she tries to drag the conversation into nonsense, pointing at his psychic bill. This is a common courtroom tactic. Shift focus to the other parent's flaws instead of addressing your own duty. But the judge sees right through it.
Can I say something?
Sure, but make it brief.
Okay, well, I don't know if he's still subscribing to the same psychic.
Okay.
Charges, I think it's $412 a month.
Okay.
And-
What does this psychic have to do with these numbers?
Well, because I just feel like if he can afford the psychic, then maybe he can afford the insurance. And I guess I feel that that is money that could have gone towards my education while we were married.
Okay, well, I've already said no to that. That has nothing to do with me. I mean, you should address that in your divorce, obviously.
Watch this moment closely. It's both dramatic and revealing. The mother argues if her ex can pay $412 a month to a psychic, he should cover the insurance too. But the judge delivers the truth. A parent's spending choices, even questionable ones, don't erase the other parent's responsibility. Bringing up psychics, missed education, even luxury cars, all of it collapses against the hard fact that children come first. This is where cases often lose steam. What started as an attempt to dodge responsibility turns into a showcase of excuses, none of which move the legal needle.
And whatever he pays, if he chooses to do that, that has nothing to do with your responsibility, your financial responsibility to your daughter. So from either of you, you all are dismissed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rise and walk out.
And that's how Judge Bunn sealed the deal. $396 a month in child support, clear and final. The ruling shows why family courts stay laser-focused. No distractions, no lifestyle envy, no psychic debates. Just the child. Autumn's needs come before grudges, education sacrifices, or flashy marriages. This case is a powerful reminder that co-parenting isn't about who won the past. It's about who steps up in the present. If this courtroom clash grabbed you like it did us, drop your thoughts below. Who do you think handled themselves better? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more explosive courtroom drama.